Hey guys, we talked about different ways to retire early. Last two episode. The first one was about real estate, the cryptocurrency. Second one was about real estate. Third one is stock investing. Those are the three components that if you just invest those three things, guys, cryptocurrency, real estate, stocks, that's all you need to do in your life, in addition to maybe trying to do business, open some business to provide services, provide services, or you can sell stuff or provide services. Two things you can do with the business. That's in addition to these three investments you can do. Or you could improve your career, like better your career yourself and get a better job and high paying job, improve your high income skills. Those are the other things that you could do, kind of like five things, right? Three different investments, businesses, focus on businesses on the side, and then focuses on your career, high income skills, learning things. And those, if you just do those five things in your early life, maybe between 20 to 30s, when in your 20s, right? If you just do
Right.
that, you're going to be 100% successful after 30. Right? So you would save tons of money, you would be consulting people, you would be like, you would know everything.
Right.
You can even write a book about it, and so many things you can do. But let's talk about today, the how do you invest on stocks. We already talked about the cryptocurrencies, real estate, briefly before. So let's focus on the stock investment, guys. So stock is also, when people talk about stock investing, most of the time it's stock investing.
Mhm.
It's not about real estate investment or the cryptocurrencies, but it's mostly stocks.
Right.
And when people talk about stocks, they always have a fear that, oh, it's the company is going to go bad, like company is going to, so I don't want to put money, my hard earned money on it. But think about millions of thousands of people working on Apple, right? Apple, for example, right? Apple company, you just give them money, like you get a part of the company, you are a owner of part of the company, basically. That's it, right? So you buy one Apple share, it's only $130.
Mhm.
Instead of buying an Apple phone, iPhone, every year, you put maybe $1,000, right? Maybe you have a family of two, you buy $2,000 every year, you're paying it, and monthly you're paying a lot of money to the companies. So
Right.
let's say $2,000, you could even buy like 20 shares of Apple, like maybe 18 shares of Apple.
Yeah.
For with that money, that's what people actually do that. Like they buy Tesla stocks, and they are actually the growth, it just grown like 8 times just this 2020. If you put some money in there, I'm
Right.
going to show you some charts that's going to explain. But it's like 8 times more, right? So if you want to buy a car, Tesla car, it's $40,000, let's say, right? $40,000. You just put $5,000 in January or March, around that time last year, and by the end of the year you would have 40 or $50,000. That then you could just sell that off and buy the
Yeah.
car. So you bought the car for $5,000, and it's almost free,
Yeah.
right? So that's what the power of stock investing. Putting on the companies, the companies that is growing. There are like a growth companies, there are value companies, there are companies that pay dividends like 40, 50 years, 60 years, some of them even like more than I think 100 years, something like that. Some of the companies paid dividends on their to the shareholders, like they wanted to be very loyal to the shareholders, because they're part of the company, right? So that is what the whole stock investing is about. You don't put like money on some marijuana stock or something, and then it's going to, that's a penny stock, and it's going to go, you know uh, pump and dump. There is something called pump and dump. People just put like a lot of news.
Actually illegal, right? Pump
Yeah,
and
it is. It's people do that all the time. It's like a news. They just put it in the forums, right? It's not illegal. Like it's a first time. Like you can talk about anything, right? I can just promote something. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm not like doing insider trading or something, right? I'm
which is criminal, by the way.
yeah, yeah. So if I know something about some company and they're going to release something that's going to be huge, and I just start putting money, I only know it
Mhm.
because I work for the company, or I know somebody who knows that stuff and they told me about it. that's a different story. But anyways, that's like put the money on the right company that's growing well. So there are tons of companies. You just have to do some research. There are tons of ways you can do research. Let's see that actually.
Venkat, while you're trying to put that on the screen, is it
Yeah.
based on what you said? What I got is when you're investing, long story short, you have to think about the company growth, like Apple or whatever, Tesla. You see the chart and it's growing, and the other one is companies that offer you dividends. So two main things to think about. Is that right?
Yeah, it's yes or no. Basically, the dividend. Yeah, if you like, dividends is good. But for example, like IBM pays 5% dividends, right? But the IBM share didn't grow that much. If you
Okay.
look at the IBM, but if you put the money on McDonald, right? McDonald pays 2.5%.
Hmm.
But McDonald grew like I think 3-4 times,
Okay.
right? So your money is gonna grow, but like if you like you have to kind of mix and match. Is you have to
Yep.
put it on the growth stock, dividend stock, and value stocks.
Mhm.
It's like value stock is something like waste management, right? Waste management, it's going to be there, like the waste management company, the Iron Mountains, like the thing that safety, you've probably seen it, every company have that Iron Mountain, the shredding things, paper shredder. Those are the companies. Like there are tons of companies out there. You just have to go and do the search on finance.google.com or finance.yahoo.com, and follow the news. I think we have another episode that talk about how do you keep up with the all the news of different companies. Fool.com is one. It's Motley Fool. Another one, like there are so many other things out there. Like I have Bloomberg is another one. Like I just have, I put like a lot of alerts over there. I get alerts like this company or Apple is releasing their something tomorrow, and the stock might have like a higher return, like some kind of alert comes to you, uh, that will help you to understand it and look for the the price of the next day. You don't need to invest it, you just understand it.
Right.
Look for the price, it goes up like 10%. uh,
Right.
Lots of things like that with the Tesla. You probably seen it. You have to follow the news, not really in depth, but at least surface level. If you do that, you're going to be rich. I'll show you one thing, right? Like because you want to retire early with the stock
Mhm.
investing, and we always use that number like $30,000 per year, and then times 25. That's going to give you a 4% rule. Fulfill that 4% rule. That basically means like $750,000. If your expenses is $30,000 a year, you need to have $750,000 invested somewhere. That's even you withdraw 30,000 every year, that's not going to deplete the principal, right? The principal is going to be there forever. Like you can keep on doing that unless you start spending a lot of money. You probably that'll deplete the principal. But $30,000 expenses, that's 750,000. Let's go backwards, right? 750,000 is what you need to retire. It can happen 1 year, it can happen in 10 years, based on how much effort you put in, how much like what kind of stock you are investing in, how much money you're investing in, a lot of things involved, right? So for example, this is Netflix. We are going backwards to give you the scenario, but there are other companies out there that if you put it right now, you're going to get that in that time period, maybe 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. You like there are so many ways, right? So look at this, just the Netflix, right? It's a long time when it came out. It's like it's 2002 it came out.
Right.
You can see it's
I didn't
only
even
less than
know
a
that.
dollar,
Okay. It came out in 2002. Okay.
and it's 65 cents per share, right? Let's say dollar, let's just dollar, and it's almost 18 years ago. That's fine. It's a long standing company. Let's say you put how much you need to put. Let's calculate backwards, right? So for that, so 540 times it increased, right? From dollar to 540 in 18 years. So 750,000 divided by, you need to do that. So the money you need, right? 750,000 divided by that 540, right? That's a time. How many times? So you would need $1,400.
Hmm.
So if you put $1,400, just $1,400, uh, 18 years ago, you
Yeah.
would have $750,000.
I mean, it's ridiculous, Venkat. And I'm pretty sure, including myself, if you're still watching this, you'll be like banging your head on the table, whatever you can. Like, imagine if you had invested $1,400 18 years ago, you would be closer to millionaire, right?
Yeah, that's right. So let's see Amazon, guys. Amazon, like it's almost same story, but it's in 1997. So it's almost 23 years ago. But you would have a lot of money. Actually, you don't need to invest even $1,000. Let's see what is the proportion, right? So you put $750,000 divided by 3256, right? So you would only need $230 invested in 1997 in Amazon. You'd retire now. Like, for example, you're still working. Let's say you're working minimum wage job, right? You would have had $230 something, right? You just put it on the company that is growing.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to fathom, going backwards. It's easy to see it, but sometimes there are companies like Tesla was there, right? That's why I wanted to show you the Tesla. The So Tesla, like recently, right? So 2013,
Yeah.
it was like $7.
Right.
2030, it's like 7 years ago. It was $7, right? Lot of people are buying cars, electric cars. It was actually famous that time, getting famous, and that's what you should do now. Like, it's the company that is getting famous, put the money on those companies, and that's why you need to keep up with the news. So this is 100 times more, guys. So 100 times more. So you should have invested $7,500. 7 years ago, you would have $750,000 now.
By now.
Right?
Simple.
Yeah. So that's how it goes, guys. So you just have to yeah, for example, maybe you just have to look for the stock that is like a $10, $20. For example, Dropbox, right? Let me show you this one. So this is probably the maybe a good one, or even Microsoft. Right? Microsoft here. You should be like you should able to invest. This is going to grow more. And Apple, right? Another one. Apple, like right now, it's not. It was cheaper here, but it has a lot of potential. It could become like Google, like Google or Amazon, right? Google is sorry. Google is like almost this much, right? So think about Apple can be this much, like 10 times more, 20 times more, like this. It's only $130, I think, right now, right? So yeah, 10 times more means like you just have to invest, like don't put it in so many companies. I would say 5 to 10, right? That kind of 5 to 10, maybe few every month. If you can put $100 to the pile, or maybe $500 to the pile every month, that's gonna give you a lot of return in the future, in near future. Some of them will like 10 times, like the Tesla last year increased 10 times more just in last year. That could happen to other companies.
Right. Fantastic. Wow. So including myself, don't regret the fact that you didn't invest back in 1997 or 2000 or even 2014. It's never too late for anything, guys, right? And pull up your socks and go to places like M1 Finance, where you can, Robinhood, and platform investing
Webull,
platforms
yeah.
like that, where you can invest on fractional basis. I don't know what's the exact term for that.
Fractional shares, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to buy a full share. You can just buy whatever you have. Like if you have $1, just use it to buy something. So you would not regret 20 years down the road. So the whole point of this episode and the series of episodes that we did early part of 2021. This is the third of that series. Is not for you to not to regret and to facilitate you to retire early. And again, before we go and before we leave, the three things that we actually talked about is crypto investing, real estate investing, and we all know the final one, it's stock investing. So don't be scared, don't be afraid of these three things. If you have any questions, we are right here to guide you through that. And especially Venkat, who's been all over these investing platforms and who's got a lot of experience on these things. So he's available, and anything that you want to ask, please ask. Shoot an email, put a comment down below. And if you like these videos, please feel free to share the good word, like, share, and hit the bell.
Right. Yeah, that's right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.